Hello everyone. So today we are going to see the book registration project in the Servlet. So we are going to develop this project. So this is our project. Here we can register a book. Here we can type a name, book name, then book edition, then book price. Let us see. Here I will write book name, go, book edition 5, and book price I will write here 500. Then click on register. So the book is registered successfully. This message we will get after registering book. Here is a hyperlink. We can go to the home, and here we can see the book list. Click on book list. Here we can see the Go language is register, and we can see the book list. These are the books I have already registered. So this is the book list. Here we can go home. Again we can click on book list. So this is the book list. Now if you want to edit some of these, so I want to edit this go. So click on edit. This page will open. Now we can edit this. On the place of book edition I will write 6, and at the book price I want to write 600. Then if I want to edit this, then click on edit. Here we can see record is updated. Now let us see whether the record is updated or not. So go click on this hyperlink called book list. Here we can see record is updated. The book edition earlier it was 5, now it is 6. Earlier the book price is 600, now it is earlier it is 500, now it is 600. So we can see the we can easily edit. Now if I want to delete this record, just click on this delete. Here you can see record is deleted. If you want to see again book list, click on book list, and here you can see the go book is deleted. So this is the thing we are developing in this project. Again I want to go to home. So let us see what we have to do. So this project we are developing in Eclipse. So you must have Eclipse ID. So I will right click here, then new, then I will create here a dynamic web project. Here we can see book web app. I will give here a name, project name. This is a project name. Then click on next. Don't click on finish. Click on next, and this we must check this box, generate wake XML deployment descriptor. Click on this. Now click on finish. So it will take some time. So web project this is created. Here you can see the directory JRE SRC deployment descriptor build and SRC. So first step is, in this project we are going to deal with the MySQL database. So first step is what we have to do. We have to add a jar file to make a connection with the MySQL. So for that I have already made a video adding MySQL connector jar file in the Eclipse ID for JDBC. So the link of the video is in description. You can download that jar file from this yumnyrepository.com. Let's go here. Here we can see yumnyrepository.com. This is a MySQL connector J. The link of this website in the description. From there you will go here and just click on jar file. So the jar file will be downloaded. This process I have already explained in this video. The link of the video is in description. You can follow this. So I have already downloaded the jar. Now first step is download the jar. After downloading the jar, right click on this project we have created, book web application. Then click on build path. then configure build path. After clicking on configure build path, here we can see Java build path. In this Java build path, click on libraries. In this libraries, click on class path. After clicking on class path, you can see add external jar. Here we have to add mysql jar file, external jar file. Here we can see I have already downloaded this mysql connector Java. This we have to click, then click on open and click on apply and close. So again I will explain what we have to do. Go to this site mnrepository.com. This is the site. I will give link of this site in the description, and click here jar file. After downloading jar file, click on your web application, then click on build path, then click on build path, configure build path. In this Java build path, click on libraries in this class path and add external jars and add the jar. This is the first step we done. Now next step what we have to do. So in this our application, here we can see this is a interface we are designing. So for this we have to use the bootstrap. What you have to do? So download the bootstrap. How can we download? This is a bootstrap website. This link I will provide in the description. This is a link. Go to this link. This is a link, https://getbootstrap.com. By clicking on this link, you will go here. After going here we can see compiled CSS and JS. Here we can see compiled CSS and JS. So here we can, what we have to do, just click on this download. After clicking on download, we will get a simple jar file. So click on download, you will get this jar file called bootstrap. This is a jar file we will get, bootstrap 431 dist. This is the jar file we have to download. After downloading jar file, extract that jar file. After extracting that jar file, you will get this folder, bootstrap 4.3.1 dist. Click on this. Here we can see CSS and JS folder. In this project, we will just require this CSS folder. So hope this is downloaded. This is a step we have to do. Download the bootstrap, and the step, say this is very important step, tomcat must be configured with the eclipse. Any web server must be configured with your eclipse for running our application. So in this video I am using Tomcat 9, and I have already configured this Tomcat with the eclipse. You can use the other web servers like Wildfire, Glassfish. In this video I am using Tomcat 9. So this thing you have to do on your own, configuration of Tomcat or any web server with the eclipse. Now this is our eclipse ID. In this we can see this is src folder, in this main folder, in this web apps. So we have downloaded this bootstrap and extracted here. So go to the extracted folder and copy this CSS. Right click, copy, and go to the eclipse. In this web apps, click on web apps and paste here. Control V, paste. This is, we can see CSS is now folder is here. Now in this web INF, what we'll do, right click, web apps, right click, new HTML file. I will create here home.html. Say next, save finish. This is a home.html. What you have to do? Web apps, right click, new HTML file, and we have to create a HTML file. Now what you have to do? This interface we have to develop. So I will first, how can we develop without bootstrap, and with bootstrap how are the changes are going to do. So first step is what we are going to do. We'll write here heading book registration. This is heading. Then we will create here a form, a foreign form. Here we will add action, register, then method, post, then we will create here a table. In that table we will add t row, in this table row we will add table data. Here we will add book name, Control Alt down arrow. Then here we will add input type equals to text and name equals to book name. Next, copy this, Control Alt down arrow, book edition, type text, and here we will give name book edition. Then copy this, Control Alt down, book price, type text, name book price. This form we develop without bootstrap. Now I will right click and open with the browser. Open with web browser. Here we can see this is our simple form without bootstrap. Now I forgot to write here submit and cancel button. So go here, again we have to add Control Alt down. Here we will add input type equals to submit and value equals to register. Here we can see input type equal to reset and value equals to cancel. Go here, just refresh. Here we can see register and cancel. Cancel is for resetting the value. If I want to write here Java book edition for price 500, if you click on cancel, it will cancel, means reset, and by clicking on register we will register. Now this is without a bootstrap. Now let us add the bootstrap and let's see. So to add a bootstrap we have already pasted here a folder CSS. So we have to link this, link relation equals to style sheet, then link we will forward href css slash bootstrap dot css. This is added. Let us see by adding this what we can see. Here you can see the font style is changing. We can clearly see by just adding URL the font style is changes. Now let us see how can we add. Here we will add class equals to container fluid. Let us see what we will do. So here we can see this is our container fluid. Earlier it was close to this border. Now some space is here and other space. Now next step what we will do, container fluid is done. Now here I will write class equals to bg danger. In the background we can see danger, so bg danger is come. Now I want to see this text in the white color. What I will do, go here, then text white, save this, go here, refresh this, this is white color. Now I want this text in the middle, so what we'll do, text center center center, go here, refresh, the text is in the center. Now go eclipse, here I want to provide class for here. I will see here a table, just equal to class equals to table, go here, refresh this, here we can see table is generated, book name, book edition, book price. Now what we'll do, here I will add another class table hover, go here, refresh this page, here you can see the after hovering this is showing the effect hover, this is for hovering. Now I want to see this book registration in middle, so go here, then I will write here card, and we'll see here style equals to width 40 rem. Let's save this, go here, let's this we can see this is in the middle. Now the registration form is done. This is the registration form we have to do. This is done. Go to the eclipse. Now this registration form is done. Next step, after clicking on submit, after clicking on register, we have to save these records. So for that what we have to do, in this book web application, here we can see src main java. In this we can't see anything, so right click on this, click on new, click on package, home.idiot.servlet. I will create here package with this name finish. Then right click on this, new, class, register, servlet, and superclass. What will be the superclass? http servlet here I need to add a servlet API. For accessing http servlet, I need to add a servlet API. That servlet API is present in the tomcat. So right click on this, build path, configure build path, then click on class path, add external jar files. So in the tomcat, in the E drive, I have downloaded the tomcat. This is my tomcat. In this tomcat folder, we can see in the lib directory, this is a servlet API. This is we can see servlet API. So in the where you downloaded tomcat, in that tomcat in the lib directly you can see servlet API. Click on open. Servlet API I have added. Then click on apply and close. Sometimes it will not come this servlet API. After configuring with the Eclipse, it will come automatically, but sometimes it will not come automatically. In that case, we have to add a servlet API jar file. Then click on new, class. I will create here class, register, servlet. Then browse superclass, http servlet. This is http servlet. Then click on OK, click on finish. So this is our servlet class, and we will extend here http servlet. This http servlet present in our tomcat directory, so you must have to configure tomcat with eclipse for running this application. So this is done. Now what we have to do, you have to create here do get and do post. Do get, just write do get and control space, press control space. Do post, after writing do post, just click control space. Here we can see suggestion, click here and click on enter. This is the thing. I will create here response, res response. I will delete this, just delete this, we can delete this. Here I will write do get and do post, both the methods, and I will write logic in only one of the method because the same logic we are going to see. So if the requested do post, I will write here do get request comma response, request comma response. So if our method is post, then we'll pass this request and response to get, and here we will write a logic. So first step is get print writer pw equals to response dot get writer. Next set content type. Here I have to import this, so for importing click on Ctrl Shift O. This is imported java.io.println. Now I have to set a content type, so res dot set content type, set content type, res dot set content type text slash html. Content is done. Now what you have to do, in this home.html, after clicking on, here we can see after clicking on register, we have to register in the database. So for that we have already added the jar file related to MySQL. Now this is the time we have to generate the table. So this is my MySQL. I am using MySQL workbench. You can also use MySQL workbench. This is MySQL workbench. I have already created here connection one. If you want connection, click on this plus symbol. If you didn't have already this connection, I have already created this connection. Click on connection. Then this is the interface we are going to see. These are the schemas. If you want a new schema, just click on this, create a new schema. This is a symbol. I have already created here a schema with the new. This is very important, the schema name. I have here a schema. Let's take for this, I will create a new schema. This, click on this, click here. Here the name of schema is what we will give, book. Apply, click on finish. So the book schema is created. After creating book schema, this is a table. Right click on table, create a new table. Here I will create a table book. I will create a table with book. Then I will take other name because the schema name is book, and table name what we will do, book. book data, BOOKDATA. In this we will create a column. First is book ID, data type is int. We are not going to provide a book ID, so I will create here primary key and auto increment. Next, here we can see book name varchar 45. This is done. Next, here we will write book edition varchar 45. Done. Book edition is done. Now here we will write book price, and the data type will be float data type. Here we can see this is float data type. This is done. Book ID, book name, book edition, book price. Make sure that ID will be primary key and auto increment. Auto increment means it will increment. Then click on apply. Apply changes to object. OK. Click on apply. It will take some time. Applying SQL script to database. Then click on finish. So in this table we can see this is our book data. Click on this table symbol. This is our, here you can see this is already empty. Now the schema and our table is created. Now this is the time to load the JDBC driver. So here we will load the JDBC driver. Load JDBC driver. For this class.forName com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. This is throwing exception, so I will write here a try block, and we will catch class not found exception sc equals to cnf dot print stack trace. So the JDBC driver is loaded. Now generate a connection. Generate the connection. So I will create here a try with resources. So connection con equals to driver manager dot get connection. What is your JDBC colon mysql colon // this is a common. Now here we have to specify our schema name. What is our schema name? This is our schema name book. Then go here JDBC colon mysql colon // schema name is book. Then our username root and password is root. This is a username and password you have to provide. This is our URL. This is common for all, but just we have to specify here what the schema name, and this is username, and this is our password. At the time of downloading MySQL, what you are given this username and password, this is the thing. This is connection is created. Now next one I have to import this. For importing, Control Shift O, java.sql.connection, finish. Now I have to create a prepare statement object. Prepared statement ps equals to con.prepare statement, and here we have to pass the query query. I have to catch this exception, catch catch SQL exception sc equals to sc.print stack trace. We have to import this. Control Shift O, prepare statement is imported, and in this way I would write here exception e equals to e dot print stack trace. This is done. I want to write here a message println. If any errors occurs, I will write here h1 plus se dot get message. Get message. It will show us a message. What will be the error on the browser screen? h2 semicolon. This is done. Control C, Control V, same for here. E dot get message. This is done. Now we have to write a query. So I will create here a query: private static final string query. Now we have to insert the data what we have taken from the registration form. So insert into insert into what is our table name. Table name here we can see book data is our table name. Book data, and what we have to do, what are the things we are looking for: book name, book edition, and book price. So book name, book edition, book name, book edition, and book price. Book price, values, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Insert into book data, book name, book edition, book price, values, question mark, question mark, question mark. Now we are taking these values from this registration form, so we have to take these values. So I will go here. Here I will write get the book info. So first thing is string book name, and name equals to request dot get parameter. What is the name? Book name. Control C, Control V. Whatever book name is we register, this will come here. Then string book edition equals to request dot get parameter. What is name of book edition? This is Control C, Control V. Now float book price equals to request dot get. Now request dot get parameter by, in this case, what is book price? Control C, in the register servlet, Control V, book price. Now we have to convert this into the float. So for that, float dot parse float request dot get parameter by book price. This will convert into float. Now we have taken this book name, book edition, and book price from the form. Next step is, in this here we can see we will write ps dot set string ps dot set string at position 1 book name name ps dot set string at position 2 book edition ps dot set float at position 3 book price. Now we have to execute this. For this I will write result int count equals to ps dot execute update, then if count equals to 1 means record is updated, inserted, print ln S2 record is inserted successfully. Now here we will write registered successfully, semicolon, else we will write pw.println semicolon, copy this. Here I have to close the S2 slash S2. Not registered. This is done. What we are doing, I will explain this. First is print writer, get print writer. This is done. Then response set content type. This is done. Then get the book info. What we have filled in the HTML file, we are getting book name, book edition, and book price. Then we will load the JDBC driver. This is the loading of JDBC driver. This is connection, and this is a prepare statement object, connection object, and prepare statement object. Now here this is our query. We are inserting into the book data. These are the rows name, book edition, and book price, and values we will set by ps.setString, ps.setString to ps.setFloat. So these are the book name. This book name will set it here in the first question mark symbol. This book edition will set in the second, and this third will be set in the third. After that, this is the non-select query. Insert query is non-select query. So ps.execute update, it will return a integer value. If it inserted successfully, then we will get 1. We compare if count equal to 1, then record is successfully registered. If else, then else, record is not registered. Now in the home.html, we are getting this, we are setting this form action. So this URL we have to do. So go and register, and here we will specify @web servlet, enter, and here we will specify the URL. This is the URL /register. Don't forget to write this slash. This is the thing we have to do. Now go to the src. In the src main, in the web apps folder, web.inf, here you can see web.xml. Click on web.xml. Here you can see welcome file. After this is for welcome file, means after running this application, what will be the first page. So I want first page as home.html. What we have created here, home.html, I want that page as the first page. This is home page, I want first. Ignore these other files, delete this file. This is showing error. Let me copy this. Welcome file we will write here. Now this is, so the purpose of welcome file is, after opening this web application in browser, the first page will be this home.html. Now up to this we have write here register servlet. This is URL, this is home. Now I will right click on this book web application, then click on run as, run our server, tomcat. You will get this option only if you are configure tomcat with the eclipse or other any web server you want deal with that web server. I am dealing with the tomcat 9, so click on next, remove. I want only book web application, then click on finish, click on OK. Then it will directly open in the browser. So here we can see this is our open. Now I want to register the data. So book name I will give Java, book edition 17, book price 500, and I will click on register. No suitable driver found, JDBC mysql. Here we are getting the error called no suitable driver found for JDBC MySQL, because we have added in the this let me stop this. We have added in the only this web application. Now this will be present in only this standalone application, but we have to deal with the web application. For web application, for the jar files, we have to add in this lib folder. So there is another way we can avoid this in the lib folder. Just right click here on this web project, go to the properties, and here we can see deployment assembly. Click on deployment assembly, then we will get setting Java build path. Click on apply, and then the deployed web assembly, click on add. After clicking on add, go to the Java build path end list, then click on next, and here we can see MySQL connector jar. This is the jar file we want to add. Just click on MySQL connector, click on finish, click on apply and close. Now this error we will not get. Let us see. Click on right click, then run on server, tomcat, say next, say finish. It will take some time and it will open in the browser. Let me delete previous windows. This is the new fresh window we can see. Now click on Java. I want to register Java first. Click on 17, book price 500 I want to give. Click on register. Here you can see record is registered successfully, means we have successfully done this. Now go to the our MySQL table. Here we can see table. Click on this refresh button. Here we can see our data is successfully registered. This is book ID, this is a book name, this is book edition, book price. This means registration is done. Now we have to deal with the another next things. Registration is done. We can successfully see our data is registered. Now I want to again C++ book edition I want to register as 5, and book price I want to give 700. Now I want to register this. Book record is registered successfully. Go to the tables and refresh this. So we can see the record is registered. Now next thing I want to do is I want to see the book list. So book list, I want to see the book list, how many, the data I want to display on the web browser. For that I will create here. Let us stop for this. Now go to the book web application. Then I want to create another servlet, new servlet, class book list servlet, browse, extend http servlet. Click on here, click on OK, click on finish. Book list, here we can see. Now I will go here, I will copy this all data, Control C, book list servlet, Control V. Now what we have to do, I want to show the data. So this is not we are required. Loading JDBC driver is required. Connection is created, and prepare statement, this is also not required. Now I want to select all data, so I will write here a query with select, SCLECT select. What are the columns? ID, book name, book edition, book price. Select ID, book name, book edition, book price from. Select ID, book name, book edition, book price from which table? Book data table. BOOK DATA, book data table. This is done. This is a query we have to do. Now I want to execute this query. For that we will require result set. So result result set rs equals to ps dot execute query. This is done. Now we have to import this control shift o. Result set is imported. Now we will see while rs dot next while loop. I will write while rs dot next. So we are fetching one by one data. So I will create here a table pw dot println table table pw dot println table row pw dot semicolon control alt down, close this table row. Then we will provide here a heading, table heading. First is book id /th, close this, control alt down, table heading book name, control alt down, book edition, control alt down, book price. Now this is done. We'll write here, this is the same thing, control C, control V. At the book td we have to write td table data. This table data we'll write here rs dot get int at position 1, rs dot get int done, control alt down, control alt down, control alt down. Then book name, for book name control string 2, then get string for book edition 3, get float float for at position 4th. This is table data. Now what we have to do, we'll close this table, control C, control V /table. So select star, this is a query. Next step is print writer. This is same, set content time, then load the JDBC driver, then connection, prepare statement. Then we will create a table. That table heading is book ID, book name, book edition, and book price. After that we will fetch one by one data. We will show in the data. First is here you can see this ID, book name, book edition, book price I want to show. So I will fetch one by one, and in the table row we'll done this. Then pw.println table. Now I want to go here home.html, and here I will provide one link anchor tag book list list, and we will provide href book list. This is a URL we need to provide in the Booklist servlet. I will give here name @web servlet. In this we will provide Booklist. So in the home.html, after clicking on this link Booklist, it will go to this servlet, and we will see the Booklist. In the register servlet I also want this. So what we will do, pw.println, here we will also provide a link to Booklist, control C and control V in the double quotes. Here we will write double quotes. Also I want here a home hyperlink control BR, control C, and here we'll write ahref home.html, home.html. Save this, and at this place we'll write home semicolon. This is home and book list. Also in the book list I want to go here and I want here home.html. This is done. Now let us see how this is working. Book list is done. This is URL, then select ID, then loading JDBC driver. This is a generate connection. This is executing the query, then one by one result we will fetch, and this hyperlink home.html in the register servlet. This is already done. Home.html is already done. Now this is web application. Right click, run as, run on server, tomcat 9, next, finish. It will open in browser. This is our browser. Now here you can see this is a link I have provided in the home.html. Click on book list. Here you can see this is our book. Now I want to see in the middle and with the borders. So for that I have to click go in the book list servlet. In that book list I want to go in the tables, and I will specify here border equals to 1, and I will align this in the center, CENTER, center. This is done. Let us go and let us refresh this application. Refresh. Now I want to go book list. Here you can see the border, and this is showing in the center. Here we will provide home. I have provided here a home link. We can see this is a home link. This is reflecting here. Click on home link. This is done. Now I want to see here register here. Let's register Kotlin. Let's see 5 and 9000. I want to register. Click on register. Record is register. Now here we can get home link and book list. From here it is getting in the register servlet. We can provide here a home HTML and this book list. So let us go on our browser, and if I want to see whether this record is registered and I want to see the book list, here you can see in the book list we can see the Kotlin and book edition and book price. Go to the home. Again I want to register. Go 17,600, register. Record is register. Now let us see book list. Here you can see go is register. This is the thing. Go to the home. In this table we can refresh, and the data we can already see in this. Now the thing is done. What registration is done. Now we want to deal with the edit and delete button. So for that we have to develop here edit and delete. So in the book list application we want edit and delete button. So for that I will create here table head, edit and delete, DELE. Let us stop this server. DELETE, delete button. Now I want to provide here a URL. Control Alt down, Control Alt down. Now in the table data, what we will do, we will provide here link a/a. In this what we will do, href. Here we'll write delete delete URL question mark. In this delete, no, here we will provide edit screen SCREEN with the ID equals to, for that we will require here ID. So result set dot get ID, then we will close this. What is error we are getting? Table data href edit screen where ID equals to rs dot get int of 1. Here we have to write plus. This is done. Also I want for this edit delete, control alt down. Here I will provide delete delete URL with the ID rs dot get int. This is done. Now let us see book web application, run on server, tomcat 9, say next, say finish. It will open in the browser. Here you can see browser, click on Booklist. Here we are not getting the name, so I want to go here. In this we have to provide here hyperlink with edit, save this, and delete delete, save this. Let us save this and go on browser. Let's refresh. Here we can see edit button. What happened to delete? Delete is also going. Let us refresh. Here you can see edit and delete are link are generated. After clicking on edit, we have to go for edit screen, and here you can see the ID is also going with the URL. So we have to create a edit screen, and in this, after clicking on delete, here you can see after deleting we can get, this is with the delete URL, we can get the ID which record we have to delete. So ID we are providing for the deletion of that specific record. Now we want to generate this edit servlet and delete servlet. So let us go on our project. So in the book web application, in the source, in the com.entry.servlet, let's click. First I will provide a edit screen screen servlet, then browse this http servlet, okay, finish. Now Booklist servlet, I will copy this code from first to last, Ctrl C, edit screen servlet, Ctrl V. Now in this condition what we are required, let us see. Let's delete all this thing, and we want first of all the ID. So get the ID of record. So int ID equals to request dot get parameter. With the URL we are passing the ID with the name called ID. Ctrl C, go to the edit servlet. Let's pass here ID, and I have to convert it into integer. So integer dot parse int request dot get parameter by ID. It will give us a ID. Now I want here, yes, select URL, select book name, book edition and book price from the book data, where what is the column name? column name is id, so id equals to question mark. This is the id. Now here we can see we will set the id, ps dot set int at position 1 id. Then we will fetch the data result set, result result set, rs equals to ps dot execute query. We will get the data of that specific id of which we want to edit. So for editing I will create here pw dot println table table, control alt down, table. We will provide here rs dot next. Then I forgot semicolon, control alt down. We'll write here table row slash table row. In the next line we'll write slash table row. Then control alt down, table data we will provide slash table data. In that data we will provide here input with the type equals to text and name equals to book name and value equals to plus rs dot get string of 1 plus this plus will go here, input data text name book name and value this. Now here I want control alt upward. In this I want to here book name. Now let's copy this, control alt down, control alt down. In that case book edition, type text book edition, value rs dot get string of 2. Book edition is done, book edition value is done. Now book price text book price rs dot get float float 3. This is done. Now this I want here align center, and what URL we are showing, edit screen, control C, edit. Here we will provide a URL @web control space, in that case slash edit screen. So after clicking on edit screen, it will go to this servlet. In this servlet we will first see what is the ID, which ID we want to edit, which ID data. From that ID I will provide a request.get parameter, get ID. From that ID we will fetch book name, book edition, book price from the book data where ID equals to question mark. So load the JDBC driver, then create a connection, then set the integer value at that position. Then we'll provide here a table. Here I want pw.println. In the form we'll provide this in the form with the action equals to edit URL and method equals to post. So we have to delete the close this tag called form. form. With the edit URL, I am also going to pass the ID equals to this ID. ID. Save this. What error we are getting? Semicolon. So action edit URL ID equals to ID. This ID we are going to see here. Then method equals to post. Again we have to give here a pw.println in the table row. Control Alt down, close that table row, then Control Alt down, table data slash table data. We write here input type equals to submit and value equals to edit. Control Alt down. Here we write reset and value equals to cancel. This is done. Let me close this. Now let us open, right click, run as, run on server, tomcat, say next, say finish. This is the thing we are getting. Now click on Booklist. So after clicking on edit, we are write the logic for edit. After clicking on edit, here we can see this is a book name, book edition and book price we are getting, and here we can edit the data. So for this I have write this much logic form. Now we'll provide here the data we want to edit. I want to edit here 18 and book price is I want to have 600. After clicking on edit, we have to write logic. This edit URL, here you can see this is a edit URL with the ID it will go. So again how to write next. Let's close this. For editing we have to create new servlet class, edit servlet, browse http servlet, click here, click on OK, click on finish. Now let us go here, copy this all the things from the query to last. Go here, paste this. What URL we are going to see? In this case we are providing this edit URL. So edit URL, go here and provide here add web servlet slash edit URL. Edit URL is done. ID we will get here. ID is done. Now these are the things we are not required here. Let's delete all this form data. Then ID is done. Now we have to update this data, but for that we have to get the edited data. So get the edit data we want to edit. So first of all, string book name equals to request dot get parameter by book name done string book edition equals to request dot get parameter by book edition. This is also done. Then next one is what happened here. Then the edit screen we can see book edition book price get float. So float book price equals to, we want to convert into float dot parse float, and here we'll write request dot get parameter book price. So on the edit screen we are fetching the data book name, book edition and book price what we have to edit. This is done. Now we have to write here a query update table name is book data, update book data, set book name equals to question mark, book edition equals to question mark, and book price equals to question mark, where id equals to question mark. So we are updating means this is update query, update table name book data, set book name equals to question mark, book edition equal to question mark, and book price equal to question mark, where id equals to question mark. In that id place we will provide this id, and according to that id we will update this data. This is done. Now id is provided. Loading the JDBC driver is already, we have write a logic, connection is done. Now we have to set the question mark. At the place of question mark we have to provide a data. So first step is ps.set string of 1 at position, book name we have to provide, control alt down, and the second place what we have to do, book edition, control alt down, and the third place I want book price, control V, and at the last ps dot set int 1 as id, set float hai, set float. This is done. Now I want to execute this query, so int count. This is not non-select query, the ps dot execute update we will use. So if count equals to 1, that means the record is updated. pw.println, in the s2 we will provide in /s2 record is edited successfully, else what we will do, record is not edited. pw.println, I want to use here a pw.println semicolon, copy this copy, otherwise not edited. And at this place I want to see the book list, so for that I will write this logic of book list. I want to see the data is edited or not. In that place, yep. So in the edit screen, servlet, we are providing the data, and that data we will go to edit URL. This edit URL update the data by setting this query, update book data, set book name, book edition, book price where id equals to question mark. Yup, this is done. HTTP servlet print writer result set, then get the id from the user, then book name, book edition, book price we are fetching from the edit screen servlet, then we'll set the data, then execute the query, then edited or not edited we'll see, and we'll provide here hyperlinks. Now let us see, let's right click on this application, then click on run as, run on server. In the tomcat, say next, say finish. It will open in the browser. Browser is opening. Let me see the book data, book list. I want to delete the Java language. I want here edition at 8, and I want here a book price is 800, and click on edit. No value specific for parameter 4. No value specific for parameter 4. For parameter 4 I don't providing. Yeah, this is a error we are getting. At the place of 4 I provided 1. Sorry for this. Let's close this, then right click, run as, run on server, save this, tomcat. I want tomcat, say next, say finish. Again it will open in browser. I want book list. I want to see book list. I want to edit this, and here I want to say I8, and I want to increase the price 700. I want edit. Record is edited. Let us see book list. Here we can see book edition is edited and book price is edited. We can see the changes done in the database also. Let's refresh and we can see the book edition is 8 and book price is edited. Again I want to edit C++. Click on edit. I want here a edition with the 6, and I want here price at 800, and click on edit. Record is edited, then click on book list. Here we can see the book edition is 6 and this is done. Now edit process is done. Now I want only the remaining is delete. For deletion we have to provide delete URL servlet. Let me close this, and the last step of this application, right click here, new class, delete, delete servlet, then browse http servlet, click here, OK, finish, edit servlet. I want to copy this all the data from here, Control C, then go here and paste here. Here I am not requiring this string data, because in this case we want only deletion. So let's delete this. Let's delete this. Now where we are providing the delete in the book list, we can see this is delete URL. I want to give this is delete URL. In that I will provide here at web servlet semicolon / delete URL. So after clicking on delete it will go to this, and I want here provide query delete from book data where id equals to question mark, and id with the URL we are providing in the book list servlet. We can see delete id, we are providing id, so fetch the id. Id is fetched, and now we have to set ps.set int at position 1 we will provided id. This is done, ps.set int. Then what we will do, this is non-select query, so int count equal to ps.execute update. Then here we will write record is deleted successfully. Here we will write deleted, not deleted successfully, and we want to see here home hyperlink and book hyperlink. So this is simple. Let us see whether this is working or not. Server is stopped now. Let us start at the server. Run on server, tomcat, say next, finish. It will open in a browser. I want book list. This is the book list. I want to delete this. Go language, click on delete. Record is deleted successfully. Click on book list. Here we can see the Go language deleted. Also we can see in the database the Go language deleted. Yep, we are successfully done this application. Now this is our application. From the first thing I will show all the things. Now I want to register here again. Go, then book edition with the 18 and book price I want 500. Click on register. Record is register. Click on book list, and here we can see Go is again edit come in our table. Now I want edit this Kotlin example. Click on Kotlin. I want here 8 and price is 400. Click on edit. Record is edited. Click on book list. Here we can see 8 and 400 is edited. Now I want to delete this Go language. Click on delete. Record is deleted. Go to book list. Here we can see Go language is deleted. So this is the way we can generate develop this application. So I will give all the code, all this source code I will provide in the description, and you can see that code and develop this application.